Let's go. Man, I hate when I start the shows like this. That's it. I don't even know where it's going like that. Man, I would like everybody come in strong. So here we go. That's done. That's done. Okay. The Willis Podcast. Here we go. Yeah, we here. Hold on. Let me get my camera right. Let me get my camera. All right, we got that. We good. Solid there. Let me start up here. Yo, why my shit acting up? Oh, all right. We're going to get it right. Let's these settings. All right. All right. What's going on with my stuff? We got to come back in this thing, man. I don't like what that's why I don't be doing shows down here like that. Let me refresh. Let's get back on camera. All right. All right. So let's do this here. Come on, man. Give me the good. Give my shit back. No. 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 They tripping on me. Want to make me look any kind of way. All right. So let me just. All right. Let me spray that out. There we go. All right, but this is not the right even. It's not even the right camera. So I got to fix my camera over here. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Let me fix my camera. Let me get back right where we need to be. Let me go to eat. Get my shit back running right like we need to be on YouTube. Y'all know I ain't gonna be ragged now. I ain't gonna stay ragged now. I'm gonna come back with it. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. There we go. Here we back. I just had to get the good camera going. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do our thing. How you doing, love? Yeah, you can come on. You can come on in here if you want to join me. I see you coming in. Keep on coming in. But let's talk about the show. Okay. So anime, right? I don't know if I really don't know if people understand the the principles, the purpose, and the nuance of how to convey a message. So to convey a message nowadays, it's like it's laid out for them. They don't want to understand how to understand there was a world before you know the day and right now. Everything existed before. Nothing is new, especially not under the sun. So when you think about anime, most people don't understand. Anime is entertainment, yeah, indeed. But it's the greatest stories using fictional worlds to explore timeless questions about courage, sacrifice, discipline, justice, family, leadership, purpose, and the consequences of our choices. Now, these are global shows. Everybody get a chance to, but you have to, let's you got to be in tune for certain things. But check this out. Like, the goal of every episode is to explore a viewer's look beyond the actions and think critically in stories that return. But what do people always want out of those equations? They want justice. Everybody wants justice, justice, justice. Just be. Everybody want to just really be themselves fully. But let's explore. Okay, why do millions of people around the world connect so deeply into anime? And is it just because of the fights? Or does the fights represent something completely different, bigger, and maybe better? Maybe better. Something bigger, better, broader. So every child has told stories. I have mine. But what if they're not stories? What if they're actuals? But stories teach people before experiences teach their ass. Are you Do you pertain to understand information? What do you do? Okay. Anime continues that tradition through animation, always being a solid component of critical thinking. But if you only watch for the explosions and the fighting and the mischievous of people being mischievous, I think you're missing the whole lesson. Like for real. It's kind of right. I think y'all missing a lesson. For real. I think you're missing the whole lesson. The lesson is to teach a being how to function and forms of strategy. What about that? You ever thought about strategy? And how you have to have a strategy to live every single day of how you're supposed to live in your life. But anyway, if you only watch for that, then it is what it is. It is what it is. You don't want to know. You don't want to know nothing. You don't want to learn nothing. So you just guess what? You probably ain't gonna be what you think you. You're not gonna get as much as you want out of the equation. So the greatest battles are usually happening inside the character before they ever happen outside. It's what's called forethought. 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 To make a moral decision. I'm trying to get my camera right on YouTube. I'm sorry. I'm bad. I'm bad, y'all. We working it out. We always learning and working together. So anyway, let's just keep going. Understand. So okay. So most of all, when it comes to ancient wisdom and modern stories, you have to think about the first thing that come to mind is right and wrong. Right versus what is shit. Ain't right, wrong, right? Check it out. Right versus wrong isn't always simple, man. It ain't always the same shit. They don't even it's right and wrong, right? So apparently they tear at each other's center space, just like you do with yourself. Understanding what's right to do and what's wrong to do. You tear at your center space. You can hurt yourself doing that shit. But check it out. What makes someone a hero? Can a good person make terrible decisions? Can someone who has done harm change? Um, does power automatically make someone right? You see the differences in the equations and how you want to really think and how you really want to perpetuate yourself to think and how you want to really even deal with yourself. So when you deal with yourself, you got to deal with one thing: right, wrong, truth, lies, and how don't nobody know nothing in the world unless you tell them, but they can suspect or see certain things within you because guess what you didn't do? You never protected yourself because you never knew how to. So hurt people don't protect themselves, they hurt other people. And they go on a perpetuation of doing something destructive or something that's unfavorable to other people. But check this out. But to get out of that, you see, as I told you, morality isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about learning from your mistakes. That's a that's something you have to do. You can't be and not begin to be better. Check this out. So discipline, right? People lack a fuck ton of discipline in today's world. They don't think it has a purpose. They don't think it's like that. They don't think discipline means nothing. But discipline also does one thing. When you watch an anime, see, it's one thing that y'all don't see. Like in anime, you got the strongest themes, that is talent, long, rarely enough. Talent is never enough. Talent. Anime teaches you talent is never enough. Because when you're dealing with people that tell stories out of their brains and what they've experienced and what comes through from a channeling, they write it down and they record it and they put it on paper. And they say, guess what? I have to convey a message. So when they convey a message, you have to understand one thing. Conveying a message, you gotta have talking points. One thing they do, they got repetition, hard work, for real. Not people that watch this show, y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real hard work. I'm talking about daily improvement. Training when nobody's watching. See, when you train when nobody's watching, guess what? You know how to do the right thing when ain't nobody looking. You train yourself to do that. Because you say to your brain, you give yourself a chance. If I can stay inconspicuous, if I'm not a thief, if I can just stay unseen without doing any harm, I could be a good citizen globally anywhere. If I just so happen to have to retreat from somewhere. But dig this. Daily improvement also translates into training when nobody's watching and also doing shit consistently. Being consistent about every single solitary persuasion of your thoughts and your mind being as it should, sharp. Consistency has to deal with being sharpening a weapon, sharpening a blade, sharpening your sight. Here, there, and everywhere. Understand that sharpening is a superpower that you get to do every day. You just got to be aware that you have the ability to do it. Anyway, check this out. See, strongest characters usually earn their strength, meaning you have to go through some shit to get it. It don't come from nothing. You have to search and go get it. You did. Failure becomes part of success. Do you understand how many times you got to fail before you succeed and be something that nobody ever thought was possible? Well, maybe they did. Maybe you didn't think it was possible for you, but you had the due diligence to keep going. So therefore, when you pick your head up, you gain success. And the people around you say, you had that in you. I know it all the time. No, the fuck they didn't. Success ain't by chance, it's by doing. Nobody just gets there. No fucking happen that way. It's called application. Apply something that you have to be and do is called being applicable. Okay? Nobody skips the motherfucking process. It don't happen. Even when you look at a cartoon or anime or something like that, you're talking about a person's brain that's trying to do all they know how to do from a skill set within themselves that they can broadcast something so powerful that you can tap into you because maybe that is you too. Yeah, how about that? Anyway, let's keep going. Fighting means more than violence. Fighting is not even violent. Let's explore. Anime often does one thing. It offers us battles of symbols for life struggles. You know, in this anime, it ain't happening for real, but the stories that come out of a being's brain is immense. Think about it. The different kinds of fighting. When you think about fighting, you think about fighting fear, you're fighting depression, you're fighting temptation, you're fighting injustice, you're fighting laziness, you're fighting doubt, you're fighting all the negative sources of yourself. Period. It's all you fight. Oh, you want to pick a fight? Pick a fight with your ass. How about you do that? Physical battle, physical battle usually represents an internal battle. Why do you think some Caucasians and people love to fight? Because they're insecure. They don't have enough vision to see growth, beauty, and future for all. They only see battle, dominance, insecurity, and I don't even want to fucking deal with nobody else. I don't want to see nobody else. I don't want to deal with. I don't want to fuck with nobody. Man, I just erase everybody. Everybody else. All these people make me cry. Oh, because you so such a sad sapsucker, so full of insecurity, and you're so shitty with your life. You do that to yourself. Some of you. Anyway, ethics. Yeah, ethics is in anime. That's one of the strongest, purposeful tools of it all is ethics. Because ethics do one thing. Ethics say, ethics anime frequently ask people, do not just what they can do. No, no, no. They look at power and they say, should power have limits in anime? Because they're they're way more strong and powerful than us as beings, right? Like they represent us in a superficial way. The superficial way. Should power have limits? Should revenge ever control your life? What happens when pride blinds you? And can justice exist without mercy? Fuck, man. Like, think about those things. Also, think about this. Power without wisdom becomes destruction. Pure destruction. Unadulterated destruction. But that's why you should have ethics. But when you think about how to exist with other people and how you want other people to exist with you outside of your family, your loved ones, and everybody around you, you have to have what? Friendship. 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 Many stories, right? Emphasize that success isn't achieved alone. I agree with that in a lot of ways. Success is never achieved alone. You gotta have help. But arrogance And people that think they don't need nobody, you're not practicing proper friendship if you don't think you don't need nobody. Do you have a real friend? Don't you need somebody? Don't somebody need you? See, friendship, you have to have elements and characteristics of friendship. You gotta have, first of all, friendship starts with loyalty, trust, brotherhood, sisterhood, mentorship, community. Friendship, being there for someone, not your blood, outside of you, not related to you, but being there for them, especially when you know deep within your heart that same person will be there for your ass. Think about it. Not for me, just that's just for you. It's always been for me, but it's for you too. Everything I talk. Look, I go through the same thing. We all go through together. Appreciate that. We have to appreciate that. So, strong people still need people. What helps make us better? Each other. I don't know why people try to put themselves above something, someone else. Even, I mean, think about it. Somebody still got to tell a story, right? Okay. Oh, leadership. Let's dive. Let's take a little, because we're all connected beings. Let's dive into a little leadership. So, anime offers a fuck ton of leadership. Distinguishes between leaders who inspire and those who control. Those are the glaring points about, people that look at cartoons like me and they can have a grown folks conversation like this and they can say, wait a minute, so I should be watching cartoons with my child? Probably. Then you watch cartoons when you were a child? So, like Rick and Morty and fucking Dragon Ball Z and what's the shit? And Netflix. My brother-in-law put me on all this shit. We got Young Justice. We got all of the shit that they make Disney out of. Those are cartoons first in some instances, comic books. I was a comic book head as a kid, you know what I'm saying? Like all this shit, they started doing this because they saw things. They saw the end of totalitarian. They saw reaction. They said, wait, they saw the ends of a lot of activity. They saw giants die. And they saw their babies born. See, some people age. See, I'm gonna tell you how different and weird shit is. Like, my body is 46, but I don't wrinkle fast. I get gray, and my body doesn't deteriorate at all. Extremely strong, even when my young age. I'm still fast, quick, and got all my shit right. As an older man, I've not lose or lost anything. What's up, baby? Appreciate you. But we got to get into leadership. So leaders do one thing: they listen first. They protect others. They stay humble. They accept responsibility, and they lead by example. I'm a Generation X. I ain't no millennial. I'm old, pimp. I accept that. I understand that. But that don't mean somebody else got to step on me. That don't mean you got to step on me because I'm me and you. You ain't got no step on me because I'm still gonna be the one on top. I'm Generation X. Anyway, identity. A lot of us need to understand one thing about identity. Identity has to do one thing. It has to do with a few things. Many characteristics and many people that function within character, they struggle with questions like, who am I? Where do I belong? Uh, 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 uh. What am I supposed to become? If you never take time for yourself, you'll never discover self for self, so you'll never understand how to be with yourself. You won't even know how to do so. Why? You refuse to accept the fact that you have to deal with you every day. And yet the learning you should be a pleasure because you breathe, don't you? You have life. When you, they work, your lungs, meaning. You understand? So if you operate, you work, why shouldn't you exist the way you want to? Because it requires a little bit more work. And you got that little bit more work that it requires, you have to put in. I appreciate you. Who we got? Blue Morpheus. Yeah, my peoples, man. Hey, I love my folks, man. I fuck with my folks. We got Blue Morpheus. Yeah, man. Yeah. Salute, my brother. You sharing. I appreciate you doing your man. My people is my people, and I love you, and I salute you again and again and again. So identity is one thing, but another segment that your motherfuckers don't want to deal with, you got to deal with is failure. Failure ain't failure. Failure teaches you how not to do it again. You could fail a million times. But when you finally get that successful breakthrough, failure is in your rear view. Dig that. So check it out. People fail because instead of teaching, they lose, learn, improve, return stronger. Yeah, that's what failure is all about. Failure is a wonderful motherfucking equation. It's strong. It means some shit hit you so hard you remember it. You remember how it fucking punched you. You remember how it felt to not win. Oh, I ain't win. God damn it! Wait a minute. I ain't win. No, you lost. So when you lose, you do one thing. You learn. All these words start with you lose, you learn. When you lose and learn, you got to do one thing. I have to figure out a way to improve. Shit. Yeah. I got to figure out a way to get better at this shit. You ain't supposed to beat me. No, I'm supposed to get something out of it. Yeah, that's it. Get something out of this shit. So when you lose and learn, you improve. So when you improve, that means you got your nuts done drop. Yeah, your sacks drop. That means you fuck. I can do it a better way. That means I'm gonna gain the next time. I'm gonna get some out of this shit. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some out of it. And then when you improve, your return becomes stronger because when you understand how you have improved, that's a test to say, shit, that worked. So now when I go public, like a company, see yourself as a company so you can grow. Please always do that. So when you see yourself as a company, failure is in failure is information, not the final destination. So when failure is the information that you needed to succeed, you have to say one thing. I have somewhere to go. Yeah, you got somewhere to fucking go. You got something else to do. See, I'm gonna tell you, I was talking to some new homies I met on TikTok podcast. A homie taught me a lesson, man. He said, uh, brother, uh, Anglo Saxons came from the Americans. He had me at a shock because he said Anglo Saxon. My mind went white people. I'm like, no. And then I said, well, Charles or Carlos, Charles or Kenneth or all those names. I said, wait a minute, they were Americans. Yeah, everything goes from left to right. Let me get back to the show. Let me get back to what the fuck I was talking about because I had to let y'all know something real quick. It's a slip. But check it. Legacy. Legacy is when we discuss a few things. When you think about legacy, think about reputation. Think about your family, community, the knowledge that you're giving out, and the character. How people view you as a being, as a person, Do you have good character? Are you a person of character? You have to know those things, right? Being a person of character, right? A person of a truth teller, something like that. So people remember you when you want them to remember you. That's a responsibility. So we have to get into the next section. Reading between the lines. See, ancient wisdom and these anime stories, you have to understand they take a lot of truth and they incorporate it with their vision and they take these scrolls, they include these different stories because they have different interpretations of what you will learn anywhere specifically in the world. But they try to make something that is always valuable. You know what that thing is? Knowing the difference between the truth and the lie, also knowing what the difference between what is good behavior, bad behavior, manipulation, isolation. You have to understand we have universal truths and understanding of why we want to deal with people and persons in the first place. So reading between the lines. So when you read between the lines, you got to understand every story has a question. Why does this character why and what does the character represent? Who are they? Why did the writer make the decision? What lessons are hidden in the conflicts? Fighting, remember? Putting your dukes. Fighting. Okay. What mistakes am I making that the story is warning against? What are you missing out on? And also, how is that so applicable to how you exchange and live a deal with life daily? These are still stories written by humans. Or, yeah, they're written by humans, but are these stories, in some people's eyes, humane? See, I love every aspect of anime, especially Asia. Asia's technology inclined, very broad, different representation of Asians. Asians are not the same, neither are Africans. So I don't understand when people, I don't understand when people try to make all Asians the same, all Africans the same, all Black Aboriginal Americans the same, or all South America. You can't make nobody the same. We're all individuals that come from backgrounds that have to do with who we are. So a Black Aboriginal FBA American Indian will never be the same as an African, a South African, a Nigerian, or a Liberian, even though Liberians are technically uh, fleers from America. But Ghanaians, we're different. We're just melanated. Just like if you look at a Russian, they're pale. Look at a Japanese person, they're pale. Look at some of them, some Chinese. Most Chinese are pale. Most European or Euro Asian people are pale. So you expect people from across two different planes of water and acting like we didn't have a conversation before that was interrupted completely and it was co-signed for and by the West African. See, we know the game, we know the rules. See, these things have been mixed up so much, especially within anime. Yeah, yeah, they you trick taking in these this game that's still running between melanated people globally accepted and participated and appreciated, but you have foreign blacks that have a real specific problem with indigenous aboriginal blacks from America. Why? Because you already know who he is. But let me get back to where the fuck I was going. See, we know one thing: study, reflect, and apply. That's what black Americans are. We're in our own homeland, so we don't have to worry about how to readjust like some people do. We just take off and do what the hell we want to do because that's what the fuck we gonna do. And can't nobody stop that shit. But anyway, so why this matters for every generation? Let me explain. Anime encourages a lot of things. Makes the mind think of a lot of ways of being a little obscure, a little different, a little forward thinking, right? So you have to be what? Disciplined. We're learning the values of respecting us. We have been disrespected by the globe. The globe raised war on us, 1492. Black Americans thought we was African at one point. They started understanding, hey, wait a minute. No. No disrespect to nobody, but how about you just you? Black people globally have always been dominant globally. We've never, ever migrated out of anywhere. It just when they see that whole hub of black people that don't do nothing. I ain't saying they don't do nothing, not all of them, but the majority of them don't do much. 54 states that will fuck each other up before they'll touch a white man on his head. 95% of they'll hurt one another before they touch a white, before they do that to a white man. Now here in America, we have fought physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and some of us have relationships with any and everybody because I think a lot of us are healed. So we got white friends, we got black friends, we got foreign friends, we got friends. People are friends. Uh, but it's your family. See, I have family that are ambiguous looking people. They look Asian, they look black, they look white. We carry the same name. And they've been here for a while. So I'm supposed to deny my family members because they ride with me and they may be white, Asian, foreign black. Yeah. I'm just letting you know I ain't foreign. I'm not what you call I'm not one of these exotic people. I'm from the southeast of America. Yeah. Pensacola, Florida. Ain't nothing special about me. I just know me. Ain't nothing special about me because ain't nothing special about nobody if ain't nothing special about me. I just know who the fuck I am. And I like that shit. I dig it. Think it's great. And I don't take nothing away from nobody that's supposed to know who they are. Because in anime, the whole teaching is it has to do with origin. Origin. What made you you and how what made you who you are and how you supposed to be and what gave you your superpowers. I'm telling you what gave my superpower from the Southeast. My superpower. Anyway, adults, don't stop learning. Don't lose your imagination. Lead your family well and continue growing because when you can understand how to connect with your children through imagination, creativity, and understanding that strengthens your children. It strengthens you. It strengthens your relationship. It strengthens everything that you could ever dream for yourself and for your kids. Whoever told you you had to stop imagining shit? Nobody. Maybe you. Maybe that's what that was. Anyway, so anime isn't valuable because it's animated. It's valuable because it asks timeless questions about being human. For real. It explores fear, courage, sacrifice, hope, love, grief, responsibility, and how to preserve something. You can always watch closely if you find the lessons about how to live, not just how to win. See, I think people don't value a loss because a loss is a lesson. If you can value a lesson, you can value a loss because a loss is just a lesson. And lessons are meant to be taught and applied. So you can't go throughout your life living because you will never learn a lesson. Damn. Okay. So Willis Podcast on YouTube. We taking it back to the old school like I used to do. You know, y'all know what it is, man. I'm gonna hang out with my folks on TikTok because we get down like that. But I gotta do my shows as far as the way they are. So I love you. I appreciate you. I thank y'all for tuning in to Willis Podcast on YouTube. We will do another show. We're gonna get more active. But listen, check your anime. But also, you know this favorite part of the show, YouTube. The will is fucking yours. Be cool. Be peaceful. Speak easy and watch some anime for the pimp. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I love y'all guys. Y'all take it easy. Be easy. And I'm always check you say peace.